which you've seen. I guess you guys have seen scripts for 2 episodes.
Yes.
How is that going to be playing into your character as you come this far?
Well, I can tell you from a very practical standpoint that, I mean, it makes sense to, I mean, we have to associate belief as characters with our journey because it is Neverland. We know that in the story of Peter Pan, belief is paramount to magic making. So even on a very surface level, we're addressing that in these first couple of episodes. But I can tell you that Snow's personal journey this season, I believe, is going to be more about, of course, belief in herself and understanding who she is, since now she understands that she is not as definable as she once thought she was, that she's capable of just as much evil as the evil queen, which is going to make her see the evil queen in a new light, but it certainly means that Snow White's going to have to reconcile the two sort of disparate parts of herself in order to be useful to everyone else in this world. And she's going to have to address some issues with her discipline.
It was a pretty heavy thing to, essentially be responsible for, as you said, as much evil as the evil queen, and be responsible for the death of her mother, which, an ironic thing, would have actually worked. So, is that something that, are you really looking forward to getting into that portion of the?
Oh my gosh! Yes, I mean, this is why I took this job. I mean, I'm a Disney-phile and I love shooting a bow and arrow, and who doesn't get swept up in the magic of it all? But really, I'm an actress who prefers to analyze relationships and expose flaws and grow and change with a character. And so to have layers this meaty as written by these writers is incredibly inspiring. All I want to do is concentrate on the gray side of Snow, and all I want to do is address the tensions with Emma. And also, by the way, I don't know if this is going to come into play at all, I'd like to work more with the actor who plays Henry, because we haven't at all addressed the fact that not only have Snow and Charlotte discovered that they're parents, but they're also grandparents, and there's all kinds of new responsibilities there. I've just loved that there have been no real rules about how to play these characters. I mean, we've been given a blueprint and told to run, and it could have been very different. I mean, especially working for Disney, who have copyright on a lot of these characters, it could have been a very different experience. But this is the first time where princesses have held weapons. I mean, held them. I don't mean just use them. It's the first time that we've been able to depict, a princess holding a sword, and it's been incredibly empowering. They've really let us modernize these characters, make them very relatable, and that's really been rewarding.
As a big Disney fan, have there been any new interpretations of established characters that you've been especially excited about, or what are they doing with this character?
I was sure. I mean, sometimes the overlaps are, glorious. I love all the various parts, I guess you could say, that Robert Carlyle has gotten to play in terms of finding out that Rumpelstiltskin is also the Beast. Like, why not? There's nothing in those stories that doesn't justify that. It seems like it could have been a story loophole, a fairy tale loophole. It totally works. I'm jealous of it as well. Like, I hope that the rest of us get to, find out that, I don't know. I'd love for Snow to be Tinkerbell, but I can tell you that's probably not going to happen.
Speaking of Tinkerbell and Peter Pan, Neverland, how much does Snow know about Neverland?
It's a very good question that the actors have all asked ourselves, because the creators have let us thus far make our own decisions about that. Last year they gave me a line when Holland's character introduces himself as Hook. The line was "Your Hook," and they let me play it as "Your Hook," and hoping to imply that I had heard of him. And we've decided, I know at least the Charming family have decided, that we have absolutely heard tales of the creatures in this world and of some of these characters, but that we haven't ever been there before, and so it's going to be a new sort of terrain for us.
There's a lot of interconnectivity, like that even audience members couldn't even guess of going through, like everybody knowing each other.
Us.
So is there any one in particular that you thought was kind of like the coolest way of, kind of bridging the connection between? Yeah.
I really loved that. I really loved how we discovered we were tied to Wonderland. I mean, I don't know that my character, I don't know how much my character knows about that bridging, but to find out that Regina's mother became the Queen of Hearts, I thought was pretty badass.
Sounds like the injection of a little darkness and evil into this character was a bit of a boost for you. Because in the first couple of seasons, there was such like this absolute purity and innocence that was driving the character in both worlds.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it was a huge relief, and it, because that relief as an actor came, of course, in the first season, and the fact that I got to play two different characters, and then once the curse was broken, that challenge was eliminated. I mean, and then I had to create a new character, but I don't know, I was so scared that she was going to become a bit of a sap, and that Mary Margaret was going to drag down the things about Snow that I really loved. Because I do think that Snow has parts of her that are selfish and impulsive, and I wanted to explore those things, and then Mary Margaret kind of counters those things. So I was really excited to go gray.